Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Matt here. Today I'm giving my opinion on the Really Right Stuff Cinch binocular adapter. What is the Really Right Stuff Cinch binocular adapter? Well, it's this guy right here on all three of these binoculars I have for demonstration. And it is simply a strap that wraps around your binoculars and gives you a mounting point for either a 1/4-20 thread, so any standard camera accessory, and it also gives you an Arca rail so you can clamp this straight into your ball head or spotting tripod, which is awesome for use in glassing for matches, like PRS style matches and all that stuff. It's a really nice, simple product from Really Right Stuff that is very effective, and I personally love this item. So I've been running this for quite some time. My very first purchase of the cinch mount was actually down in Texas. When was that? I think that was 2022. Yeah, 2022 Nationals, PRS Rimfire Nationals was in Texas, and my buddy and I actually visited DI Precision, the shop there. So Derek gave us a really nice tour of the facility, and they had like a little bit of a retail space. So we each picked up the Really Right Stuff cinch mount, and since then I have put this mount on all the binoculars I would ever want to use on a tripod because it works really well, and I have even another one on my wife's binoculars. So I think I have 4 of them in total, and the first one, again, I purchased down in Texas in 2022. Love this thing from Really Right Stuff. It's genius, it works well, and it's simple, which is like the best combination ever. So taking a closer look at it, actually we'll take a look at that one specifically a little bit later. But you can see it's really easy to just take on and off. It's simply a nylon strap attached to this U-shaped plastic, and you adjust the strap with this slider to fit your specific binoculars, obviously. And then it has a very simple closing mechanism that sort of cams over and tightens it a little bit more to just really hug the barrel of the binocular, and it holds it very securely, which I like a lot. I should mention that this cinch mount does come in 2 versions. It comes in the polymer version here, which is the only one I've ever bought. It's been working really nice for me, but they also make a, I guess, arguably more durable aluminum version if you want an aluminum version of it, which I don't think it's necessary personally. And these ones are a lot more economical, especially if you want to outfit multiple binoculars with the cinch mount. But it's pretty sweet. As I mentioned, 1/4-20 threads, standard camera accessories, as well as an Arca rail dovetail. So this goes straight into your ball head or spotting system with no issues. There's not much to say about these, but I will, I guess, sort of describe how I like to set them up. So you'll notice on all the binoculars I have, I always put them generally in the same spot. They go on the left barrel, and I like to have the locking lever or a closing lever on the outside of the binoculars. The reason for that is I have fairly narrow set eyes on my face, like they're close together. So almost all the binoculars I have to use them in the most closed position. So the plastic arm has to be on the outside so that the binoculars can close all the way. So just play around with the orientation of the cinch and see what works for you. But that's what I do. I also sometimes use a spotting plate on my tripod, and it's like sort of configured in a specific way. So if the cinch mount is on the left barrel of all my binoculars, they sort of stay in the same spot on my tripod at all times, if that makes any sense. Anyway, another thing I wanted to quickly mention is this one specifically. The reason why I didn't want to show this one at first is because you can actually see, if I remove it here quickly, this one is actually broken. So this is actually the first one I purchased. This is the one I got from DI Precision. And you can see there's a pin sticking out of there because it did break. Now, I don't blame the quality of this product from Really Right Stuff. What happened was I was at a match. I want to say it was Alfred Station down in PA. And it was super windy that day, and my entire tripod with everything on it blew over, because I have like this tripod office on it, which acts like a parachute in the wind, which isn't, it's not great. But my tripod blew over and it landed right on a rock, or like a hard packed surface on the binoculars, and the mount, the cinch mount, did break. You can see the polymer here, if I can zoom in maybe, the polymer there did snap. So there's not a ton of polymer surrounding the pin, But again, I have 4 of these, and the other 3 that we've been running for multiple seasons now have never snapped. This was sort of an extreme case when the entire tripod fell over, so again, I don't really blame the product, but I managed to give it a second life with my drill and a Dremel. So I did have to Dremel a bunch of material out there to make room for a second hole, and then I just drilled straight through the polymer and then stuck another pin through that, and it's been working really well ever since, and this was like 2 full seasons ago. If that ever happens to you, just know that it's an option. If you're a little bit handy and don't mind doing that, you can do it yourself. And I actually lost the original pin. You can see this one's too long. I lost the pin in the ground somewhere that day. And so this pin is actually a Dremel bit. It's like one of the diamond engraving tools for a Dremel, and it just happened to fit. Well, I obviously measured it and then drilled the hole to fit, but it's approximately the same size as the original one, and it's been holding up great. So just thought I'd share that because it's a little bit funny, and it's still ticking. So anyway, that is the Really Right Stuff cinch mount. Again, they do have an aluminum version if you want to go that route, but the plastic ones have been working really nicely for me. It's a great option. I've totally moved away from those center posts mount that attach to like the center of the binoculars now. I really like how once these are mounted, they're really nice and secure. So when you have this clamped in your tripod or like ball head, if you tighten that head down, this isn't going to move. Like obviously you can get it to flex, but it's nice and secure, which allows you to glass much more stable. Whereas the center post, this thing will always rock and it will come loose and all that stuff. So I don't really like the center post mounts. I much prefer these. So big thumbs up from me for these Really Right Stuff cinch mounts. There's not much else to say, so I'll end it there. If you have any questions, as usual, I'll do my best to answer them. And if not, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Cheers.